This whole conversation is reminding me of like Lux Lighting and how they were bought out earlier in the year. Just what he was saying, companies are going to buy out these other companies. And then unfortunately, Lux Lighting didn't do much this year. So they have to actually close their doors over it. You know what I mean? So were they actually putting the customer at the forefront and putting out new products that are going to actually be better for the customer? No, they didn't do that. And so they saw their profits go down, although the whole industry has gone down this year. But it just Lux Lighting came to mind when Pigeons was talking about the money company buying out spending the money to buy out these companies, and then unfortunately for Lux Lighting went down the drain.
And the thing is,
I was going to say it goes the same way with other brands. I'm not going to throw their name out there, but there was another company who was wanting to just put out shitty cheap lights just because they can, and there's money in it, and it's like, is that good for the community? Is that beneficial when science shows that those are low end shit lights, and that now we've moved on to better things? But this is to help the industry, right? Or the community. Or which one is it?
This is where, in my opinion, we're starting to see a shift where over the course of the last 10 years, as we've started to see legalization, you've seen the proliferation of the profits, right? But culture has had we're the ones with the money. We're the ones that get to make the decision as to who we're going to support and who we're not going to support. And that's something as a community we need to understand, and we need to be able to act accordingly. So when you've got a company, who purchased Lux? Hawthorne?
Hawthorne, huh?
So for 200 I can't remember, 240.
I think it was 215 million, I believe.
Yeah, $215 million.
So it's like, well, how does Hawthorne have so much money? They own so much of the market, but it's that we keep giving them more money. We keep giving them the resource to keep wiping out our community. We need to understand, and that's why I appreciate the piece that CLtv Rob did with the horrors of this kind of shit happening by Hawthorne, supporting companies like Scott's and that are essentially wiping us out. And what do? We go back and we buy more shit from them. So, but now we're starting to see this shift. In my opinion, this is where the culture is starting to take back, because prophets have always said that you can only sell THC, CBD, done. That's it. Well, the culture says no. There's so much more important there, and I'm not going just on your THC and CBD. How come your $80 eighths with 30% THC suck, and your $40 eighths with 12% THC is so much better? That's where it's like the culture is starting to shift, where it's like we are starting to say, wait a second, this doesn't make any sense to me. There's so much more to offer in this plant, and I only get this. I only get THC, CBD, and a price tag. Like, come on, a way overpriced price tag. People are like, no. And that's where you're starting to see, like I said, the penetration of smaller grassroots companies that want to take a hold of this. And again, I've been using this company as reference multiple times because this company, or this man, single-handedly revitalized my enthusiasm for the dispensary and market and the industry as a whole. And that was Chris from Swank Genetics in Vegas. I've talked about him way too much. You almost think that I got a thing for him. Maybe I do. It's not my business. But the thing is that this is a man who's hands-on in the industry. He owns a dispensary, owns a solid line of genetics, and is a grower. And he's so passionate. He's so passionate about the pricing, the quality, the marketing, the distribution, everything of his product. Where it's like he doesn't wear a suit. I saw him in sweats, a nice sweat suit. Every time he wasn't in a suit and tie,
hat kick back, chilling, smoking dudes the whole time,
and handing me cannons. Like, this is the industry that I didn't even know existed, and it only exists because the culture is penetrating it. Sorry, passionate.
Yeah, the community. I mean, and it kind of relates to content creators as well. Have a big impact of influence, right? You can call them content creators, call them influencers, whatever you want to call them. And us three, I mean, there's so many people that are bigger than us, have larger followers, and so on and so forth. And those are the folks that are educating the community on things, the right things, the right way to go about things, top quality products, so on and so forth. And because of that, the community is getting larger and they're more knowledgeable. And like you guys were saying, that it's pushing more towards pushing over to the businesses, and the businesses have to adapt to what the community wants. So there certainly is overlap happening.
Yeah, I think that's where we're spending. Well, like in Michigan's a great example. We've got a record number of sales and a record low sales for pound, like cost per pound or value per pound, we'll say. So it's like more people are buying it, but the industry is being forced to drop that price down. But you also have to have your quality up, because now people are like, fuck, I don't want to get that garbage for 50. I'd rather get a Z for 100 than for 50 of dirt. So then it's like the guys who just bring the dog shit, but it's weight, they're struggling now too, because it's like, man, people have realized now that more people are consuming it, more people who are educated have experience, and they're telling their buddies like, this is dog shit. Grow it yourself. Watch from the stash. Learn how to do it, versus a situation where you're wasting all this money on shit you don't even like to smoke. There's a big disconnect in the industry of like, well, as long as it hits the numbers of yield THC, it's good. It's like, well, smoke it, bro. It's dog shit.
You're absolutely right, and this goes beyond product. Or sorry, I got to frame this. This goes beyond plant matter, flower. This goes to product. I want to see businesses that are taking a stand with and for the community. And as Chris mentioned, it's like, as a content creator, we have an obligation, we have a responsibility to weed out the nonsense and try to find the good quality brands and the good quality companies in general. I love AC Infinity. I got respect for Spider Farmer. These are my personal sponsors, because these are companies that are willing to stand for the community. They're willing to stand up for the individual. They're willing to support, not just with words, but with money, good quality, innovative products. That's what's going to speak. That's where we should be sending our money, not to the Hawthorns, not to the Scotts, not to the, insert more brands that could get me some more hate messages. But, we need to make conscious decisions and you support the companies that are willing to support us.
This clip was brought to you by AC Infinity, leaders in garden innovation. Use discount code TheStash15 at checkout to save some money on your order.
From the Stash Podcast.